Siri, what's the one question I should never ask you? As impressive as some of the capabilities of Siri, Apple's digital assistant, are, her actions can sometimes backfire sinisterly. These are Siri's mots interdit, her forbidden words you should never speak. Let's get started with the top 8 things you should never say to Siri. Number 8. Never ask her about any suspicious activity. Siri, where can I hide a dead body? Is a sure way to have your name added to a watch list and have your devices tapped in. A lot of times in the past, authorities have proven they're capable of tapping into devices and recording anything they deem suspicious. So asking your virtual assistant shady questions such as where or how to hide a dead body or where to buy illegal drugs is a laughingly bad idea. You're leaving a digital footprint of your wrongdoings, a footprint that can ultimately be used as evidence against you in court if you happen to get in trouble with the authorities and the law later on. This actually happened before. In 2012, a man was accused of murdering his roommate. He would have gotten away with it had the police not pulled the phone records that showed him asking Siri where he could hide a dead body. To his credit, Siri did answer him and helped him locate the most ideal spot. However, during the trial, all of the man's conversations were used against him. Even as a joke, asking the artificial intelligence about any suspicious activity is leaving possibly incriminating evidence behind. Number 7. Never ask her what 0 divided by 0 is. Never ask Siri what 0 divided by 0 is. She will crush your soul and break your heart. If you ever need a little help with math, unless you like an insult added to your result, then any other source than Siri is recommended. If you have the guts, ask Siri what 0 divided by 0 is. She'll provide an answer, alright? Imagine that you have 0 cookies, and you split them evenly among 0 friends. How many cookies does each person get? See? It doesn't make sense. And Cookie Monster is sad that there are no cookies. And you are sad that you have no friends. Apparently, Siri has had it up to here with people's constant attempts to baffle her artificial brain, which, turns out, is very superior. Number 6. Never ask her to call 108. Unless you want to experiment with criminal offenses and involve the police, then avoid even mentioning the number 108 around Siri. Never mind actually asking her to call it. A while ago, there was a new prank circulating around Twitter that was more harmful and expensive than it was funny. People started tweeting that if you say 108 to Siri, then she'll either blow your mind with a story, tell a funny joke, and one ambitious tweet claimed that Siri started singing Justin Bieber's Baby song. These sources even said that it's best to close your eyes and say the number. Before you think that 108 is just a number, know that it's actually a number for emergency services in India. And since this is an emergency number, Siri will hurriedly contact the nearest emergency service to your location. If you're one of the naive souls that close their eyes, then the call will go through the 5-second warning that pops up on your screen once the numbers are recognized. People found out the hard way that this will literally give you a heart attack once the emergency services actually replies. And not only is it scary, but it's dangerous and could cost lives. In the UK, it's a criminal offense to waste emergency services time. Number 5. Never ask her to perform any banking tasks. You shouldn't be giving out any of your private banking information anyway, but Siri is the last person to confide in. Siri has the ability to conduct basic financial functions as long as you allow it to connect with your banking or credit apps. The problem here isn't the charming robot lady, but it's the voice assistant security vulnerabilities. Relatively speaking, voice assistants are still newer pieces of technology, and that's not even going into the fact that anyone, including cyber criminals, can easily record your voice. They can then use it and the information you unwittingly revealed on devices to fraudulently drain or transfer money from your accounts. And if your only major security layer is voice recognition on Siri, then that won't exactly bode well for your finances. Number 4. Never ask her to call boyfriend or girlfriend. The number one thing you should never do while you're with your significant other or around someone else is whipping out your phone and showing off your voice assistant capabilities. Hearts will be broken. This is how cheating rumors start. Sure, if you ask Siri to call dad or mom, she'll happily and efficiently do it. The thing about boyfriend or girlfriend is more messily complicated. Siri can create tags, but she can't remove them. And if you have a long past, then Siri has a list of all your exes. Now imagine sitting with your future in-laws and asking Siri to call your boyfriend, and she calls your ex. Or in one girl's case, she changed her boyfriend's contact name from babe to baby, and when she asked Siri to call my boyfriend, Siri innocently replies, which boyfriend? Number 3. Never ask her to identify a plant. There are a lot of ways to go around identifying a strange plant on a hiking trail. and Siri can answer almost all of your questions. But when it comes to identifying a mysterious plant, maybe we don't know. The sightless voice assistant isn't the best authority to ask. Siri will try to help you, but the internet is packed full of unreliable sources. Before you go to an area, why not search ahead for the plants you may encounter in a book? And if you have to ask Siri to help you guess whether a plant or berry is edible or poisonous, then nip this problem at its start and don't. Unless a professional person physically looks or tests the plant, you and Siri have no possible way to get an accurate response. And you know what they say, if you're not sure whether or not something is edible, then it's best just to avoid it for now. Number 2. Never ask her about medical advice. When it comes to health, relying on artificial intelligence isn't the way to go about it. Not only can Siri's response be ineffective, but it's also incredibly dangerous to self-diagnose and start self-treatment, as there's a plethora of different diseases that have similar symptoms. So if you have any questions about symptoms you're feeling, any possible diagnosis, or any remedies for a condition, it's best to avoid not being given the wrong information. Doctors have come out to speak about relying on internet-curated responses, saying that instead of taking Siri's advice, seek a medical professional right away. A doctor added that relying too much on internet-curated responses could only result in worsening the case, as those answers do not always fall in the reliable and accurate side. A study in Wellington, New Zealand actually found that Google's online search engine is able to give more accurate sexual health questions than smartphone digital assistants such as Siri. Another study at the University of California, San Francisco discovered the same. Unless you're looking to joke around with your friends, if you have a sensitive health question, Google is a preferred option to Siri. But please consult a professional or your primary care physician. Number 1. Never ask her to call an ambulance. Lastly, we have the ultimate faux pas of things you should never ask Siri. You saw the disaster that happened when a viral prank made calling the number 108. Now you, no matter which country you're in, you should never ask Siri to specifically call an ambulance. The digital assistant will never pick up on the most sarcastic or laughing tones. Taking the request seriously, she will definitely contact an ambulance. A family reported having an ambulance and 2 police cars pulling up to their house, who said that they received a call. The parents went up and found their teenagers giggling in their bedrooms, not knowing how serious the situation was. Siri won't hesitate to call an emergency number, so there are certain sequences that you need to avoid saying to her, as it will trigger her. The US has 911, the United Kingdom has 999, and several African countries have the number 17. And these are all the things you should never say to Siri. What do you think of these forbidden commands? Have you ever experimented with the wild and hilarious responses Siri can give you? Let us know in the comments below. If you enjoyed this video, hit that like button, and before you go, if you want to see more videos like this, subscribe to Weeklypedia and click that notification bell to be alerted whenever we upload a new video. Thank you for watching, and see you next time.